Jungkook finally came home after 2 weeks from his mission that he told her about before leaving. She ran to the living room as soon as she heard about it. He was sitting on the couch with his tie loosened, eyes closed, and head fallen down because of the tiredness. She went close to him and he opened his eyes. She kept staring at him without saying anything. Jungkook, what is it? He asked coldly. Wine. What is it? It's been 2 whole weeks, and the first thing you say after seeing me is, what is it? And with that tone? Jungkook, what's wrong with you? I'm tired, let's talk later. Wine. When are you not tired? When are you free to talk to me? When are you not working? Jungkook looked at her with narrowed eyes and said coldly, what does that have to do with you? Wine looked down. Her voice trembled. Do you know how much worried I was? Wine. You never go to missions for too long. I thought I thought something happened to you. A tear formed in her eye. Jungkook's eyes widened after looking at her tear. Why does she care that much? The thought made his heart skip a beat. He kept looking at her for a few moments. Jungkook, are you angry at me for leaving for 2 weeks? Some missions in the future are going to take a month, or months maybe. What will you do then? Vine's eyes widened after hearing him. Months, you say? Her voice trembled as she asked him, but he didn't even make an expression, proving her that he was telling the truth, which made her heart feel even more pain. Fine. But still, you have to tell me about how long you're going to take before leaving. How can you? She raised her voice as if she was ordering him, but Jungkook cut her off. Jungkook, it has nothing to do with you. Leave me alone, he said, and without looking at her, he went to his bedroom with staggering feet to take some rest. He was already tired for all this conversation. He took off his shoes and lay down on the bed, his arm a little below his forehead, almost still his eyes, and he took a sigh of relief before Vine stormed inside and stood in front of him again. Vine said in a low tone, I know you don't care about me. I know I mean nothing to you. She didn't even complete, but he put his arm off his eyes to look at her with confusing expressions. Vine, but you don't know how scared I was. Every minute felt like an eternity for me. And here you came home casually, like nothing happened, and laid down on the bed, enjoying your life. Fine. It's okay if you don't care about me. I don't care about your opinion as well on this. You need to tell me before going somewhere, no matter what. She was saying something, but suddenly a gasp left her mouth, and the next thing she saw in front of her was his anger filled face. Because she didn't realize when he grabbed her arms and pinned her to the wall. Her head was between her arms, and her arms were held by him. Her eyes widened, and she looked at him. Her heart skipped a beat. Wine. You can't stop me by forcing me. This time I'm not letting this go. How many times has it been? I told you I worry about you, but you don't care one bit about it, right? This time, Jungkook. Nothing can beat a woman in an argument, right? Even if she was about to die, she would have the last word, he said while squeezing her arms and staring into her soul. Wine. What? You can't change the topic. I was. He suddenly crashed his lips upon hers. The sudden kiss silenced her. Her arguments were lost between the heat of his lips. His lips were rough, desperate, but he didn't let go of her arms, holding her firmly against the wall as if he was afraid she might pull away. For a few seconds she stood frozen, her mind racing, but slowly she found herself melting into the kiss. Her body moved closer to his, her heart racing faster than before. But then Jungkook pulled away, breathing heavily. Her breath was fast when she looked up at him and said, Jungkook. But Jungkook stepped back, releasing her arms. He ran a hand through his hair as he said, I don't know what you want from me, but I'm trying to protect you. Protect us. By shutting me out? Vine's voice was soft, but there was an edge of pain in it. By leaving without a word, by making me feel like I'm not even a part of your life. Jungkook's jaw tightened, his eyes finally meeting hers. I didn't ask for you to worry about me. You don't have to ask, Vine shouted, stepping towards him. I care about you, Jungkook, and it hurts when you act like it doesn't matter, like I don't matter. A tear fell from her eye. For a moment, neither of them spoke, but then he held her chin and raised it for her to look at him. His thumb brushed away the tear. Jungkook, you do matter, Vine, more than you know. She saw his softened eyes and said, Vine, then at least tell me about your life. Talk to me more. Don't scare me like that. He brushed her cheek with his thumb and said, I didn't know you will be that worried. I thought I was protecting you by making you stay out of my life. To be honest, I myself don't know how long a mission will take. Why? You're not protecting me. I get scared easily. That's why. Jungkook cut her off immediately as he said, That's why I don't tell you, because if I take longer than the expected time, you will be more scared. Fine looked at him speechless. Jungkook, don't make that face now. I will make sure to call you when I get free time during my missions. Is that fine? Vine nodded weakly and stood at her place frozen with the same sad expressions. Jungkook, what now? He asked annoyingly. Fine. You said I matter to you, right? Then why don't you show it? I saw something in your eyes when you said that, and I believe it's the truth. Then why? Why do you always act cold, like you don't care about anything? Jungkook looked down. He was silent. He himself didn't know the reason. He was raised like that. Told to not care about anything that doesn't benefit him, anything that sways him from his motive and mission. He thought he would get away with his feelings for Vine if he just ignored her. But she saw it again in his eyes. He can't control his feelings just by ignoring them. Vine looked at him, and he was completely lost in his thoughts. Vine, don't ignore me if you can't. Stop tormenting yourself already. Vine, you don't realize, but I have feelings for. She couldn't complete, but her lips were once again taken by his. She froze at her place once again and looked at him. But he was lost in the kiss, in the feelings, in the moment. His eyes were closed and he was passionately kissing her. She felt relief in her heart and started kissing him back. Jungkook, I won't anymore. Or I should say, I can't do it anymore. Point didn't know how to respond to this. Her heart was at peace, and she blushed when this time she pulled him in a kiss, making him shocked, but he kissed her back after a few seconds.